At last, the World Cup comes to Africa. Now, already we've seen one soccer star, Liberia's George Weah, running for president. But there's another way of using your fame in the streets, the World Cup star as political referee. We've come to the Swiss Alps to watch the elephants arrive. Not Hannibal's, but the Ivory Coast national football team. They're here to train at altitude for the World Cup, an African nation with a decent chance of winning the first World Cup to be played in Africa. There's Chelsea star, the modest Salomon Kalou. And here's the captain of the elephants, Didier Drogba, a brilliant, opportunist striker. Willing to sign autographs, but often avoiding the camera. They're normally a laid-back bunch. Politics, they'd like you to think, usually the last thing on their minds.
Football is our passion, and it's through football we give our message to all the Ivorian people. The politicians talk about politics, but we play football.
But, as many great defenders have discovered the hard way, Salomon Kalou and Didier Drogba's languid appearance can be deceptive. For there is another side to the elephants, the team that has tried to bring peace to a nation on the edge of war. He's up in the air, Didier Drogba, the elephant star. Down in the streets, they're doing a dance named after him. It's called the Drogba City. You dribble, you head, you dance like Didier. Almost the national dance. Every weekend, bars in Ivory Coast are packed with football fans, shrines to the elephants and their English-based striker.
Drogba, I love you! Drogba, I love you! I love you!
It is the spirit of our team to share the same life, to wear the colors of Ivory Coast, and to give joy to everybody in the country. Because the population identifies with the national team. The players are playing in different clubs and they come from different parts of Ivory Coast. When you play in our national team colors, we become one. And we want to give that to the Ivorian people.
But behind the celebrations of the stars, this is a country recovering from unexpected and violent turmoil, civil conflict that's impeded progress towards the eradication of poverty. Disputed elections in the year 2000 led to an armed rebellion in the north of this previously stable country. In the ensuing north-south conflict, thousands died. Allegations of random killings on both sides. Victims of one notorious massacre are buried in the biggest city, Abidjan. Government gendarmes were tried but acquitted.
We are here at the Square of Martyrs. Here, victims of Le Charnier de Yopougon of 2000 were buried. We are here among our friends. 57 people were buried here. They are spread over the outskirts of Yopougon district. This is what we call Le Charnier de Yopougon.
In the next 5 years, many more died or were injured. The worst violence flared out, but the country still seemed on the edge of civil war, when one group of men made a passionate plea live on TV.
Ivorians from the north and the south, the center to the west. You all have seen and we have proved to you that all of Ivory Coast can live together with the same goal, to qualify for the World Cup. You have promised that this celebration will reunify the people. So today, we ask you and we will go on our knees. Please, forgive. 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 The only country in Africa which has all these riches cannot slip away into a war just like that. Please lay down your weapons. Organize elections and everything will be better. We want to have fun.
Fun because the Elephants had minutes before qualified for the 2006 World Cup. They were not trying to be political players, but referees, urging all their countrymen to play by the rules.
I think that all Ivorian people want peace in Ivory Coast. When you engage in war, there are no winners. Everybody loses. It does not matter how strong each party is. If it will be a war, nobody wins.
As with many other conflicts, Ivory Coast's troubles had their origin not only in the streets, but in the world of ideas. In Ivory Coast, people can often tell whether you come from the north or south from your name. So even asking the street typist for an unofficial ID card may show where you come from. And a philosophy called Ivorians claims that some northerners aren't true Ivorians and don't have Ivorian rights.
It has been used in a political context, so it is a concept that you reuse. It's a concept that has been implemented for a political project. It is legitimized by scientific publications and promoted by some scientists, historians, anthropologists, philosophers, and also by journalists. We who did not react through fear, prudence, or cowardice, we are also responsible. Isn't that true? Because we did not intervene when the people were in danger. Because we know what the outcome is of this discourse for the people.
With the country still threatening to slide into civil war, Didier Drogba and the Elephants seemed like one of the few things keeping Ivory Coast together. With Abidjan and the south still divided from the north by roadblocks, economic life was coming to a standstill. Didier and the Elephants stood for hope and renewal.
He gave a good lesson to the politicians. I think politicians should follow the example of the national team. We have so much potential in football. Didier Drogba, Yaya Toure, Kolo Toure, Aruna Dendane, Maestro, and others. Also, on the economic side, we have a lot of potential. We have timber, palm oil, the sea, and oil. Our soil is rich. I can't understand why Côte d'Ivoire is still in trouble.
In the shops, the elephant strip stood for geographic and ethnic unity. But how to dramatize that, bring it home to the fans and everyone else? Here's where Didier's talents as a striker helped. Opportunism, seizing the chance, a gift for the theatrical.
A leader. He is a leader. If I have to define him in one single word, Didier is a natural leader. Every time we tease him with the fact that maybe he can become a politician, it comes naturally and it is in him. He has the character of directing. If you have that, it's something that comes spontaneously. It comes when you have to take decisions, when you have to intervene. It comes naturally. And Didier, every decision he has taken was spontaneous. It was not calculated, it's completely natural.
To discover more about Didier Drogba's gift for seizing the moment, we drove to Bouaké in the north of Ivory Coast. In the recent past, it's been a more difficult journey to make, with roadblocks and UN peacekeepers in the way. The north is largely Muslim, and with many immigrants from neighbouring Burkina Faso and Mali. They have economic power and now want political power too, an ambition sometimes resented in the south. Back in 2006, Bouaké was waiting for a historic moment, none more eagerly than the Elephants fan club.
The night before, we made T-shirts with Didier Drogba on them, and his title as Best African Player. We made bracelets, flags, and with the T-shirts, they sold like hot cakes.
Patrolled by soldiers from the recently rebellious north, crowds gathered perilously at the airport as Drogba's plane arrived.
It was difficult for the plane to land because people were in danger of spilling onto the landing strip. The security tried to make sure the crowd was calm so the plane can land safely. When Didier landed, everybody wanted to see him. At a certain time, we even wondered how Didier could get to the stadium.
In 2006, the north was almost cut off. Visitors from the south of any kind a rarity. Now here came the hero of the south and of the north. Didier Drogba had flown here not for a match, but to make a dramatic gesture to the north and its people.
People, young and old, bought the T-shirts. Even kids who had never seen him and only could have dreamed of buying this stuff, they still bought it despite the poverty. It was a great atmosphere. Everyone wanted to take this chance and meet Drogba. The emotion was really inexplicable.
Didier had won the African Footballer of the Year trophy. He was determined to share his triumph with all Ivory Coast. He'd celebrated in Abidjan, now in Bouaké too. Elsewhere in the world, touring the whole nation with your trophy would be seen simply as a footballing gesture. But here, it was a dramatic moment of national reconciliation, a spontaneous strike for peace. The leader of the North, who later became Prime Minister in a power-sharing government, was a grateful man.
Today, I am very happy with the visit of Didier Drogba here in Bouaké to show to all Ivorians that peace is possible and that the reconciliation is a fact. The presence of Didier today is a real act of reconciliation, and the people of Bouaké are ready to make peace.
Just what I said before, that my only regret is not coming here before. When I see all this, I get goose pimples. I'm moved.
Remarkably, Drogba hadn't lived in the Ivory Coast since he was 5. His mother sent him to France for a better life, prophetically naming him Tito, after the Yugoslav general who kept a fractious nation united.
I'm a citizen who likes sharing things with his brothers. And for the rest, the politicians are there to do their job. I'm just a football player. Maybe I can give a little hand so that the peace may come back and everybody can live together and get along. You have to reach out like I did today. I'm ready to sacrifice my heart to be able to come here every day.
The arrival of Drogba in Bouaké became a reality. We came from a crisis situation. Ivory Coast was split in two and we were cut off from the national team. This was our chance and we found new hope as supporters and we found a new atmosphere which took us back to where there was no war. We found each other again as Ivorians and we became a united country.
The only thing that I can say, peace is not just a word. You cannot just say peace is peace. Peace is behavior. Peace is how you act toward another person. That is what peace is about. I think if we can live together and if we can respect each other and we can have a good life together, I think that is the beauty of Ivory Coast. That's what distinguished us for such a long time. We have this chance to go back where we came from and to spend good time together and have this good behavior, which is peace.
Today, things are looking up again for the fan club chairman's minicab business. The healing process Drogba's visit helped begin had a big effect on everyday lives. Didier and the Elephants were more than just football stars for those trying to make a decent living. For truckers in Ivory Coast, the conflict had meant trouble with repairs, roadblocks and bribes. No more.
Imagine that from here to Tebisu, you have to go through 20 checkpoints. You have to pay 2,500 francs at each checkpoint. And then how much you have to pay if you drive across 25 checkpoints. How much is that? But today, you can drive from Abidjan to Tebisu without paying even 5 francs. From a financial and security perspective, it has provided me with a lot. Before, from Tebisu till here, it cost me 50 to 60,000 francs, and now it costs nothing. Thanks to football, I'm very happy with what Drogba did.
Bringing the country together helped the drive against poverty. But while football had helped unite the people, bringing the security forces together was an even tougher challenge. Now, in this football-crazy nation, another chance for the national team to seize the moment. That chance came just after Didier took his trophy to the north. The stage, again Boaké, this time the football stadium. To reunite the military forces, Didier and the Elephants needed a big event. So big, it would have to be protected by soldiers from north and south, bringing them together again for the first time in years. The Elephants were playing Madagascar in the first national football match in the north since the fighting broke out. Buses brought soldiers from the south and the Elephants.
I felt a great joy when I heard the game would be played here, because we had never seen the Elephants play in Boaké. It was such a great pleasure to host them here. We were very happy that they would arrive here. We made ourselves ready to receive them. I was in charge of the security. I was very focused on how I could prevent any blunder or security mistakes that could disturb or spoil the event. I was not afraid of troops from the south. I was more preoccupied dealing with the security of the game than preoccupied by their presence here.
It was a long time ago since we played a match with the Elephants. The fact that to see all these stars, Drogba, Yaya Touré, Zokora, Kolo Touré, and all the stars who came to Boaké, for them it was incomparable. The joy the people had to see us, the citizens, the soldiers, everybody was really happy to see us in Boaké. It was a good match. I scored the first goal. It's something I will never forget. It was very important to play the match.
I must say that the first goal really woke people up. Then the following goals, they were celebrating too, but the crowd was not satisfied. Everybody was waiting for Didier Drogba's goal. We scored 4 goals, but the public was impatient. When Didier scored the 5th goal, the public felt liberated. I can't exactly recall, but he received a long pass from the midfield. He took the ball and passed the keeper before kicking in the direction of the post on the right. We celebrated this goal, but we, responsible for the security matters, we had to celebrate discreetly. We congratulated each other as we usually do when a player scores a goal. Though it was not a full embrace, but we congratulated each other and said how good it was. You know, when the country is in crisis, all means to bring peace should be supported. This game was played in a good spirit of peace. All parties were reunited here. Everybody gave his best. There were no incidents. All the forces were lined up. All the people worked hard and seriously in their own tasks and duties.
Ivory Coast is still waiting for the elections which Drogba asked for in 2005. But the economy has been recovering, and making World Cup T-shirts is a golden opportunity.
We receive a lot of orders for T-shirts, about 10,000 until now. We hope that it will be more and more. There will be a shortage when the World Cup starts. The people will demand more T-shirts. The people of the Ivory Coast that live in these regions, Boaké, Odiene, Korogoma, show their solidarity with national team. We belong to Ivory Coast.
Today, Ivorians want to progress on peace, they want to develop, they want to participate, and for most among them, the youth. It should be a republic of hope for the youth. Once they were used in this crisis, and they want to step out of it. They are now proud of the national team, proud of Drogba, Keita, and all these people. As for me, I would like to thank them.
Yes, everyone loves the elephants. Ivory Coast are not among the favourites for the World Cup, but they are in with a chance. And ask if World Cup success could bring lasting peace, there is a message for everyone.
It's not us who take the decisions. We can only bring joy to the public of Ivory Coast. That's the only thing we can do as sportsmen, as players. It is not about us, but about the decisions taken by politicians. We don't do politics. We only want to have joy in our game. Whether you come from the north, south or west of Ivory Coast, we want to show to all Ivory Coast that we are here to represent our country and not only one part of our country. We athletes want other countries to look at Africa in different way. It will not be easy. It's our challenge, and I think when the Europeans and the Americans come to South Africa, But we see the generosity of Africa and the pleasant side of Africa, the side of taking time, having fun, and taking it day by day, and not asking yourself too many questions. That is Africa. We are proud to represent this. We hope that the other countries will share this feeling with us.
Nos frères des autres continents vont le partager avec nous pendant la Coupe du Monde.